Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me today in another one of our business owner interviews. It is my pleasure to introduce today Jared Fuller Jr., founder and CEO of Avation Media. And my name is Kyron, and I am with Pinnacle Action Coach, a local business coaching firm here serving Southwest Ohio. Jared, welcome. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, thank you. I truly appreciate it. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else, honestly.
Awesome. So, Jared, can you tell us a little bit about Avation Media?
Absolutely, that's a beautiful question. I can speak about it for hours. So essentially, we're a full-scale digital marketing hybrid agency. So I utilize the term hybrid. The reason why we use the term hybrid is because we're not just a digital marketing agency. We utilize one of the most essentially the best way that I could put it is the newest technology that's out there. We've created softwares that allow us to literally be able to build a effective and profitable lead generation machine. So essentially, in the simplest terms, Kyron, we create bridges. We create bridges and connect a service and a product with the customer. And that's essentially what we do. We build that bridge and we utilize digital platforms to do so.
That's awesome. It's actually a really interesting spin on, digital marketing. Is I think, a lot of digital marketing agencies, they focus on, the search engine advertising, the display networks. What you've done is you've created a very unique solution. And I can see how a lot of people might be very excited to use something like that. That's great.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So like I like how you said that we've kind of created that spin to it. And that's exactly what we've done. Most of the clients that we currently work with as of now, they've approached us with the attitude or the idea or the ideology that essentially we're just trying to take their money. And we're just trying to take their money. And what you realize that a lot of places focus, or in terms of marketing, they focus on new client acquisition. And at the end of the day, I will never bash any other agency. That's not what I'm here to do. But we mainly focus on client retention. And the way that we can make sure that our client sticks with us throughout the long term is by making sure that we hit the type of results that we stated on day one. How we hit those results is that we work side by side with these companies, not really a behind the scene type of team, but side by side, we hold their hand, they hold our hand, and we figure out how to bring them from point A to B to get them to the exact space that they're looking to be.
Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing. When did you start the company?
So I started roughly in 2017 when I graduated high school. It might sound crazy. That's when we started, but we didn't really pick up into the beginning of 2019. Once we really picked up, it kind of allowed us to expand. We kind of got an office, got some employees under us, and then that's really when we started to expand and grow.
That's impressive. So right out of high school, started the company, you stuck with it for
Exactly.
2 years. I mean, if those 2 years could have been great, they could have been bad. It could have been a rough road, but you stuck it out. And now look, you've turned it into something pretty amazing. So congratulations to you.
Well, I truly, truly appreciate that. And that's honestly, you would think so. You would think that this year, especially because of COVID and all the things that have happened, like it would be rough on us. But it's actually the opposite. We've been able to double down and literally triple our size and be able to grow during this pandemic because our services have never been in a higher demand. Now people can truly understand the value that digital marketing has to play, especially because people aren't going outside anymore, or they're not spending most
Mhm.
of their
Yep,
time outside. They're spending most of their time where we are as of now. You know what I mean? On
absolutely.
platform. So when you show advertisements on these digital platforms, especially when you have the ability to kind of target specifically who you want to target and not target specifically who you don't want to target, it allows people to be able to see the value that we offer. So during this last year, we were able to literally expand beyond the views that I had for our company.
Oh, it's amazing. That's amazing.
Right.
So now that you've got so much more available, I guess, potential customer base, so much more available customer base, what are the type of customers that you really try to hone in on?
Well, that's a beautiful question. It's an absolutely beautiful question because what's nice about it essentially is that we can work with any business or person that has a product or a service. So we can work with like for example, you wouldn't really know how you can advertise a $15 million processing machine. right? A
Mhm.
machine that processes food. How do you use social media to advertise that? You know
Mhm.
what I mean? And there are methods, there are strategies, there are methods that you can utilize to create a profitable ad campaign for that, in the same way that you can also create an advertising campaign for a real estate or a real estate investor or a realtor, somebody that doesn't necessarily have their own company or have an office or have a team under them. They're just kind of a solopreneur, entrepreneur, just trying to get things done. You can also run advertisements for them. So to answer your question, we work with almost any business across the spectrum that can see how digital marketing can benefit their company, or even if they're not, even if they don't understand how digital marketing can affect their company, if they can understand how marketing at all, which is
Yeah.
kind of the lifeline and the blood of companies, if you can understand how that and how efficient and how vital that role plays to your business, then we then have the ability to create a strategy to show you guys how exactly digital marketing can prove beneficial for you.
Oh, that's amazing. So you mentioned that COVID hasn't put a strain on your business. So it's on the opposite. It's given you a lot more opportunity. So thinking about how you've had to change maybe your business model to accommodate for a surge of potential
Major.
clients. Yeah. How did you handle that?
So it was actually very difficult at first, because what we saw was that our service, our opportunity to get clients were drastically increased, but the amount and the time and the way that people hold on to their advertising budgets at this time, they don't want to let go. You know what I mean? When you're not making sales, you don't want to extend out your wallet and say, "Hey, I'm ready to invest into this," because it just, what we saw was that there are a lot more people, as to where last year at this time they were willing to take a larger risk
Mhm.
for themselves. As of now, no one is willing to take a risk. They are just not doing it.
Yeah.
So what we've been able to do is we've been able to offer something that not many other marketing agencies can offer. And the reason why we can offer it is because we stick to a certain guideline. And this guideline is essentially, we bring you more money than it's going to cost us to bring it to you.
Yeah.
So essentially, we guarantee a return on your investment. And if you do not get that return, we will refund you the entire lump sum of your investment. So the way that we enact on this guarantee is that we have a several series of processes that we go through. And one of these processes, and it's actually the very first process that we go through, it's called, essentially, it's a discovery call, right? We
Mhm.
hop on a phone call for 15 minutes and let's discover whether or not you and I are a good fit to work together. If it doesn't make sense number wise for us to run your advertisement, if we can clearly see that we're not going to be able to increase your revenue by $10,000 on a monthly basis,
Mhm.
we flat out will tell you, look, listen, now is not a good time for us. If we can clearly tell it we can, we're going to go ahead and we're going to get the okay on it, and we're going to run forward with it, you know?
And yeah, that's such a great way. It's a really good business model, and one that we actually use as well, because you're right. I mean, a good service can cost a decent chunk of change, and you're absolutely
Absolutely.
right. It's a time where businesses are wondering, like, am I going to make it or am I not going to make it? Should I spend this money or should I keep this money? And yeah, so it's great. There's not a lot of agencies out there who can offer a guarantee like that specifically. So that's phenomenal.
Right, right. I appreciate that.
Yeah. So when with this extra businesses coming along, um, how you mentioned you guys have tripled in size, or you've grown some in size. Do you see that still trending throughout the rest of 2021, or
Oh,
what's your plans?
absolutely. Absolutely. I see us going on a 100% uphill trajectory. As of now, the way that I look at it is that if you don't get behind some sort of digital advertising campaign now, you're going to lose your competitors who are. And then once you see how far your competitors have got, if you try to hop into it, then it's going to be too late.
Yeah.
It's going to be too late by then. Yeah, we can go ahead and knock it out for you. But now is the time to where what we've seen is that overall on these digital platforms, there's more usage than ever. People are on average on social platforms 4 hours a day
Hmm.
more than they was before before pre-COVID, right? Before any of that happened, we're now spending 4 more hours. That's per person.
That's a
On a
lot.
weekly basis. Yeah, that's a lot of time that we're spending. That's so much time that we're spending. So like being able to kind of tailor our services towards what's happening in the market at this current moment in time, that's really what's allowed us to increase our level and or increase our size. But that's not really it. I guess I could say what's happening outside is just a powerful benefit on a side effect for us. Essentially, what's really allowed us to grow, it's the way that we've tailored our services directly to our client. So we don't just put somebody in a Facebook ads campaign. We don't just put somebody in a Google ads or an SEO campaign. Like we don't just do that. We literally work side by side with these people to understand in detail, what is it that you need? Because the objective of one company is not going to be the same as the objective for another company. So you have to understand this objective and then tailor their campaign based off of their marketing objective and what's going on within the industry at the time, as well with what's going on in the outside world at the time. And tailoring these three together and truly working side by side and kind of holding their hands and getting a very in-depth understanding of what it is that they're looking for allows us on our end to create a strategy to get them from A to B. And tailoring our services directly in correlation with our clients or our potential clients' objective and outcome, that's truly what has made all the difference in the world to us.
Oh, that's awesome. That's great. Yeah, I just, it's, some of those platforms, they've been around for a while, but you're right. I mean, there's only a million options, right? There's only a million
Right,
options of things you can choose when you're in there playing around. So
right,
you're right. You've got a system that helps you really get super targeted and super detailed to, like you
exactly.
said, make sure you're meeting the specific objectives. So since 2017, you've been a business owner. What's been the biggest thing you've learned since being a business owner?
Oh my gosh. Oh, the biggest thing, I could talk about what I've learned for like forever. I could say the biggest thing that I've learned is that when you're a business owner, the secret is that you're really not a business owner. The secret is that you work for your employees. It's not the other way around. It's not the other way around. We've created a team. I'm not a boss. I'm not the big boss, the big guy over here. No. I'm simply the captain of the ship. But everybody plays a role, and their role is vital, and their role is important. And what I've seen is when I allow we don't even call them employees, they're truly team members. When we
Mhm.
allow our team members to express themselves and allow them to say whatever they want to say, feel however they want to feel, and express themselves however they want to feel, and they have that level of comfortability, that allows the level of productivity and efficiency to just skyrocket and increase.
Mhm.
So I could say the main thing that I've learned as a business owner is that at the end of the day, you work for your employees, and when your employees are happy and your employees are committed, that's when you have a dangerous team. That's when you have an NFL and
Yeah.
NBA caliber team that can compete with anyone, because at the end of the day, it's not about the services that we can offer, it's about the team that we have.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
that's what
Absolutely.
that's what we stand by.
That is a fantastic answer to the question. I mean, you've spoken like a really well-crafted leader.
Well, sure, I
Yeah.
appreciate it. I definitely appreciate it. It's the truth. It's the 100% truth. It took me some time to realize it, but once we realized it and we really took action on it, you can tangibly see the results that it creates.
Oh, absolutely. When it comes to offers, and I don't know if offers is something that you guys do on a regular basis or one-off, but if there's any offers that you want to talk about real quick, feel free to take the floor and do so.
So, I mean, I most definitely can. I can speak about the offers. I can speak about my company. Literally, I mean, if you're a business owner, you can speak about your business forever, right? If you're a mother or you're a father, you can speak about your children for hours, for days. This is my baby, right? um, so essentially, one of the offers that I did want to make, and this is an offer that we normally do. This is an offer that's kind of tailored specifically towards Pinnacle Action Coach.
Mhm.
So I wanted to let anyone know, like whoever's watching this, if you don't really understand the importance and the vitality and that digital marketing and advertising, at least effectively, can do for your business, because there's a lot of people out there who have had I don't want to say it like this, but they have a nasty taste in their mouth towards digital marketers.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? There's so many people out there that's just looking for a paycheck, and they just want to take and take and take, and never truly give. So if there's anybody out there that, listen, you're not alone. You're not alone. It's happened to all of us. I've been scammed in the past by digital marketing agencies when I was looking to just kind of gain information and gain more knowledge and expand my level of knowing. I got scammed a lot. And so if there's one thing that I can offer, it's that if there's anyone out there that wants to understand the importance that digital marketing can play, but doesn't really trust a digital marketing agency, we will reach out to us. Just tell us that you saw the Pinnacle Action interview. You can use the code Pinnacle Action. We'll just make that a code, a promo code. And we will give you a digital marketing consultation that on average is usually around $250 for absolute free. Absolutely.
Oh, wow, it's a great offer.
Cost to you. We'll give you this digital marketing consultation. Essentially what it'll be is we'll go through your processes. We'll give you guys a digital audit. We'll look at your digital presence, your platforms, the overall footprint that you have within your industry, and we'll compare it to others, and we'll see what is it that we can do to grow that presence? What is it that we can do to grow that digital authority? And then in turn, growing that digital authority and presence will allow anybody else that's within you guys' avenue or within you guys' network to then view you as that authority figure, to where they can reach out to you and ask you questions on your guys' behalf. It'll essentially allow you to get that level up within your industry. So again, if there's anybody out there like that, what I would love to offer would be a 100% free digital marketing consultation, to where we will provide you with methods, strategies, and techniques that we currently utilize for our clients. And we'll literally be able to just go ahead and provide you with that, reveal the curtains, open up the curtains, and go in depth and kind of just go ahead and give you that level of value upfront. And the reason why I say upfront is because if there's one thing you can take from this interview, flat out, I'm extremely transparent. This will allow you guys to understand the level of value that we can provide. When you take our methods and you take our strategies and you enact on those strategies, and you're a serious action taker and you enact on it and you play it and you actually allow it to create a role in your business, you will see the type of beneficial impact that it'll play on your company. And then guess what? Then you're going to reach back out and you're going to say, hey, Jared, what else can you do for me? Hey, Jared, I would like to get into this campaign. I would like to get into your more higher premium services. But essentially what this will do is this will let you know, for one, we care, guys. We care. We're not this cookie cutter agency that has a bunch of people under us and putting everybody into the same tier, same programs. Essentially, it doesn't matter what we know, but it does matter that you know that we care. And once you understand that we care, then we can tell you what it is that we know. So in order for you to literally see that we care, at the end of the day, it's 2021. There's scammers. There's people out here that are just doing some crazy things. What we can do is I can tell you how good we are. I can tell you all the services we offer, or I can tell you what to do for your company to create a serious impact in your company. And then when it creates that impact, then you'll see the type of importance that we can play. Then you can see the type of beneficial impact that it'll have in your company. Then you'll reach back out to us and you'll see, hey, Jared, what is it? What else is it that you can do for us? So essentially, to answer your question, Kyron, that would be what we would offer.
That's a great offer. And I'll be sure to mention that when I post this on the different social media platforms, so that people, one, that they'll see the offer, but two, they can get directly in touch with you to take advantage of it as well.
Absolutely.
So last thing I want to talk about is, what is the thing that inspires you the most today?
Whew.
Loaded question.
I'm a very inspired individual. One thing that I can say is that I used to be a monk. So I lived in India for some time. Mm-hmm. And I was a monk. And that's why I wear this bindi on my forehead. It allows me, it puts me back into that space of just being, of just feeling, of just knowing and relaxing and loving. So if there's one thing that I'm excited about, if there's one thing that I'm enthusiastic about, if there's one thing that inspires me, I'll be honest with you, it's not business. It's not business at all. What truly wakes me up and gets me going in the morning, it's it's the elevation of human consciousness. It's the ability to love one another beyond boundaries. It's the ability to kind of, say, I don't care what you look like. I don't care what you feel like. I don't care. I'm not feel like. I don't care what you look like. I don't care what you sound like. I don't care what your religious backgrounds are. I don't care. None of that matters. I love you for you and you love me for me. At the end of the day, what inspires me, what wakes me up in the morning is bringing us all together and bringing us all closer to one. And at the end of the day, that oneness is love. And if you can feel and you can express love, then you're already winning the game. And that's
Oh
what
yeah.
inspires
Yep.
me. Let's be honest. It's not business.
Yeah.
Seriously, let's be honest.
That's
That's what inspires
fantastic.
me.
That is fantastic. That kind of wraps up our interview. Jared, I really appreciate you taking the time to talk with me today.
Absolutely. I know it probably went a little longer than it should have. I can speak about this for days. I appreciate you reaching out to me on you guys on your behalf. I truly do. Again, like I can't express it enough. This has been something that I was looking forward to for a very long time. So if there's anybody out there that's looking to get into an interview with Pinnacle Action Coach, or if they've asked you or anything, take the opportunity
Oh,
because you
thank
won't
you.
forget it or you won't regret it. Karen is absolutely amazing. You've asked me absolutely phenomenal questions that has allowed me to kind of step out and really have to think. So if there's one thing that I can say is I truly appreciate how attentive you are, and I can truly tell it, like, not only that this is something that you love to do, but this is something that you've invested your time and energy into as well.
Mhm. Oh, I appreciate it.